When you hear the term civic duty, what pops into your head? I bet it's something like voting, right? Or maybe volunteering. But what if I told you it could also be the sparks from a welding torch? Yeah, you heard that right. Today, we're going to explore this really cool idea, how a skilled trade can actually be one of the highest forms of public service. And honestly, a student welder named Juan Martinez just nails it with this quote. He says, "Welding literally holds the world together." Think about that for a second. It's not just a job, it's the glue holding our entire modern world together. We're going to follow his journey to see just how deep this connection goes. So, that brings us to the big question, right? How in the world does learning to fuse metal together become an act of public service? Well, the answer is pretty fascinating, and it's all thanks to a really unique program that's totally flipping the script on what it means to be a good citizen. Okay, so this program is built around something called the State Seal of Civic Engagement. It's basically an official framework set up to find and reward exactly this kind of, well, unconventional contribution. And let me tell you, this seal is a really big deal. We're talking about a special gold emblem that goes right on a student's high school diploma. It's proof that they didn't just learn about civics from a textbook, they actually went out and put it into practice with real-world skills and actions. Now, you don't just get handed one of these. It's not easy. Students have to check 5 major boxes. They've got to be solid academically, they need to understand how our government works, and this is the key part for our story, they have to complete a civic project, really think about it, and show that they have a genuinely civic-minded character. So let's get back to Juan and see how this all plays out in the real world. We're going to zero in on that third requirement, the civic engagement project. This is where, pun intended, the sparks really start to fly. The whole thing kicks off, not with a protest sign or a petition, but with a simple question. The students are told, find a real-world problem that your skills can help solve. So for Juan, that meant taking a hard look at the real-world impact of his trade, of welding. And what he found, wow, the stakes are incredibly high. Juan realized that a single bad weld isn't just a simple mistake. No, it can lead to a public safety disaster. We're talking bridges collapsing, buildings failing. Suddenly, his work wasn't just a task anymore. It was this huge, profound responsibility. So what was his action? What did he do? Well, he didn't write a letter to his congressperson. He didn't organize a rally. Juan's civic action was to master his craft. Simple as that. To learn how to make welds that were perfect, strong, and above all, safe. His action was dedicating himself to being excellent at what he does. And that right there is the whole idea in a nutshell. It's brilliant. The simple act of becoming a skilled, responsible tradesperson is officially recognized as a major contribution to the community. His action is his skill. I mean, just look at the difference. The contrast couldn't be more stark. On the one hand, a job done right. You get safe bridges, stable buildings, a society that works. On the other hand, a job done poorly, you get catastrophe, you get danger. The entire community is put at risk. It really is that simple and that critical. Okay, so doing the work is one thing, but the program actually goes a step further. It's not enough to just do the action. Students have to show why they're doing it. They have to prove they have that civic mindset, both by looking inward and getting validation from others. And what does that look like? Well, they're looking for some key character traits, things like a real desire to help out, to contribute to the common good, a sense of duty, and just a genuine concern for the people around you. It's not just about what you can do, it's about the kind of person you are. So how do you prove something like that? It's not like you can just say, hey, I'm a good person, right? This is where the mentor interview comes in. A teacher, a boss, even a coworker has to step up and give specific, real-life examples of the student actually living out these traits. It's basically a character reference for their citizenship. Pretty cool. And you can really see this transformation when you read Juan's own reflection on his project. You can just feel the shift in his thinking. He's not just learning a trade anymore, he gets it. He sees how his work fits into the bigger picture, and he feels this incredible pride in knowing he's helping build stronger, safer communities. Okay, so let's zoom out and pull this all together. What Juan's story really shows us is a much bigger, much more inclusive idea of what it actually means to serve your community. And honestly, this isn't some brand new concept. Welding has always been a public good. I mean, think about it. From the railroads of the Industrial Revolution to the ships and planes of World War II, and now to the wind turbines and solar farms of today, Skilled welders have been at the absolute heart of progress and public safety for centuries. And that, right there, is the big takeaway. This is what it all boils down to. It doesn't matter if you're a welder, a coder, a chef, a teacher, you name it. When you do your work, whatever it is, with care, with excellence, and with a real understanding of how it impacts other people, you are engaging in civic life. You're being a good citizen. So, as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with something to chew on. It's not just about what your job title is, it's about how you do your job. So, what's your skill? What's the thing you do well? And how can you use it to, just like Juan, quite literally help hold our world together?